Hello everyone. Sit back and prepare to enjoy this talk from Devfest Montreal.
All right, let's get started. Bonjour Devfest. Thank you for the warm welcome and the attendance. I'm thrilled to be here today, and it's fantastic to see some colleagues, old and new, customers, familiar faces, new faces, everybody here in the same room. So we're really excited to be here, and we're really excited to also talk about something that we're very passionate about, which is Gemini Enterprise and the ADK. I'd like to start by first introducing myself. I'm Houssami. I specialize in rescuing Princess Peach, obviously. And my side hustle is a Google Cloud solution architect at StrataPrime. I'm based right here in Montreal, and I'm thrilled to be presenting today with my colleague and friend, Eddy.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Eddy Daoul. My specialty is to rescue Mario over here, but on the side hustle, I also am a Google Cloud solution engineer at StrataPrime. And also thank you all for coming here. And I'm also, like Jad, I'm also based here in Montreal. So a quick introduction about StrataPrime. We are a Google Cloud and Workspace premier partner with over a decade of experience in the Google ecosystem. Our goal today is to share with you our expertise and show you how easy it is to take your AI agents from code to enterprise using Google's ADK and Gemini Enterprise. All right, let's get those out of the way.
All right, before we start, we want to address the elephant in the room. You may have heard of Agent Space before, anyone? And if not, it's because it's now part of Gemini Enterprise. It's a pretty significant shift in the Google Cloud ecosystem, but as Gemini model family grew and became central to Google's AI strategy, it only made sense to eventually bring in Agent Space under the Gemini umbrella. That being said, please forgive us if we accidentally call it Agent Space. We're still getting used to the change. It's been only like 2 weeks, so.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we're clear on the name, let's get to the big question. Eddy, what is Gemini Enterprise?
Thank you for the question, Jazz. So to give you the most powerful answer, I'll use the words of Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian. So he described it as the new front door for AI in the workplace. So it's a single space for your AI workforce where it can connect to your business, understand it, and get things done. It's a fundamental shift in how we'll interact with technology today.
Right, it's basically what we all thought AI will be when it first came out. I mean, that's what I did.
Absolutely, and it's finally here. So for today's session, we'll start by talking about what is Agent Development Kit, or ADK, and its core components. We'll also show you how to easily build an agent during a live demo. Then we'll show you how to bring that agent into Gemini so that your organization can fully benefit from it. So Jad, do you want to kick this off?
Yes, thank you, absolutely. So I'm sure many of you have heard of Agent Development Kit, and if not, get ready, you're going to hear a lot about it today. To make things easier, we'll just call it ADK for the remainder of this presentation. So let's break it down. We'll break it down to 3 parts. What is it? What do you get with it? And why should you use it? So the ADK is an open source framework that was created by Google, and it was made for developing and deploying AI agent. It supports both Python and Java. And what do you get with it? You get your code libraries that automate all the heavy lifting. We also get development and debugging tools so you can test it locally, see exactly what's happening under the hood. And you also get documentation and code samples that help you get started right away. And the great thing is that it's making developing agents a lot faster, so you're able to deploy your agent from code to deployment in record time, and it's also demystifying the whole process. And other than that, it also ensures compatibility, so it makes sure that your agents are, I'll get to you in a second, so it makes sure that your agents are able to run on platforms like Agent Engine and Cloud Run. We do have a Q&A question at the end, but if you have a question. Kotlin, so at the moment, the ADK itself is built on either Java or Python. In terms of agent definition, you can do YAML agent definition, but still the actual framework itself is only on Python and Java for now. But you're not the only one who's asking for more languages. Google's been getting a lot of requests, so I'm assuming they're going to be expanding that to more runtimes. Good question. We mentioned that it helps you develop faster, so you're able to bring it into your deployment in record time while making things simpler. It ensures compatibility with platforms like Agent Engine, Cloud Run, and also it enables you to have agent orchestration so you can create complex workflows while simplifying those interactions between the agents. So all this sounds amazing, right? Like we're all sold, but how do we use it, Eddy? Can you walk us through the ADK components?
Absolutely. So building an agent involves 4 key components. So let's do a quick tour. So first we have the agent component where you choose one of the 3 agent types. The agent type defines how your agent works. So we have the LLM agents, workflow agents, and custom agents. You can use an LLM agent that reasons and plans on its own using a model, or we can make LLM agents work together by using a workflow agent that executes them in sequence or in parallel or in a loop. And if you're not happy with the complexity, if it's too simple for you, the workflow agent, you can even build custom agent that can have more complex conditional logic and even mix and match LLM agents and workflow agents together. There we go. Next, we have the models component. This is the brain of your LLM agents. You can plug in powerful Gemini models like Gemini 2.5 Pro or Flash, or use third-party models like Llama from Meta or Claude from Anthropic. You have the total freedom of which model to choose. Then the third model here, the third component here is the instructions component. Those are the rules of engagement to your agent. You define its core task, its persona, you provide guidelines to it, and you can tell it which tools to use. So speaking of tools, the last component here is the tools that your agent uses. So those are basically the hands and eyes of the agent, what it can actually do. So you can use pre-built tools for common tasks like Google search, or build your own function tools to connect to private databases or APIs, or you can even use MCP tools. So to summarize, building an agent is just assembling these 4 components together. First of all, we have the agent type, we plug in a model, we give it instructions, and we just equip it with tools.
All right, enough slides. How about we show everyone how easy it is to create an agent with ADK?
Absolutely, let's go.
Give me a moment here to switch it up.
Oh yeah, of course. We didn't plan on like how things are set up here, so it might take a while for the mirroring and all that. So Jad, if you want, you can entertain yourself while he's doing it. We'll be there in a few moments. Authorize, all good. Perfect. I might need you to hold the mic for a bit.
Bring this right here for you.
Oh yeah, we can do that too. There you go, that works. Thank you. All right. We'll take care of that. Yeah, sure, no problem. There we go. Just a few pluses. Do you guys see well? Awesome. All right, let me see if I can switch from here to here. All right, that's all I need. All right, perfect. So right now I'm in the Cloud Shell editor in Google Cloud. And first thing that we need to do is to copy a command just to make sure that we're working on the correct project. We want to make sure that we're deploying the agent in the correct project. So here it's a simple gcloud config command. Next, we need to make sure that we are enabling the proper API calls. Whoops. All right, there we go. Gonna make sure that all the APIs are enabled to make sure we can work with the AI platform. Then we're gonna easily here, I'm gonna run 2 commands, one that creates a directory, the second that will navigate to it. So here we can see we're creating an ADK agent demo directory and doing a CD to it. There we go. Now we can see that it got created right here. Next, we are, in order to work with the ADK, we need to make sure that we have created an environment and also activate it. Sorry? To pay for that? Oh, we're gonna show you links to code labs after that. Yes, don't worry about it. We're just showing you how easy it is right now to create it. You don't have to like take notes and whatnot. And we can even share the papers with you. Don't worry about it. So, and the next step usually is to install the ADK. All right. And now is the fun part. So now let's create an agent called Mario's Assistant. All right. There we go. So it's a very simple command. It's called ADK create. And this will open a wizard for us where it allows us to pick which model to pick and also which backend to use on where we would like to deploy this model. And also it's going to ask us to like select the project ID and whatnot. So just give it a little bit of time for it to run. Let me try to, there we go. So as you can see here, we have a very easy UI where it tells us that we can select Gemini Flash or use another one. So we're gonna keep it simple, use the Gemini Flash. Then we can choose between Google AI and Vertex AI as a backend. We're gonna pick Vertex AI. And now we are going to indicate what is the project ID. So it's already set up, so we can keep those as default. Same thing as the US Central. We're going to keep the same location. And as you can see, it has created 3 files for us. It created the env file, the init.py file, and the agent.py file. So if you've already worked with agents before, though, and with Python, those are the mandatory files that you need to create an agent. So it simplifies the process for you to have everything already set up. So in here, as you can see, we have the init and agent file. Usually the environment file is for sensitive information. So to see that, you'll need to click on toggle hidden files. And in here, if I go back to this folder, here we have the init file, the environment file, and the agent file. So the init file, this is a mandatory file for your agents. So that is for Pythons to understand that this is an agent package. So whenever it deploys it, Vertex AI can know that, that's an agent to be deployed. Then here, we have the environment file. This is where it stores all the environment variables. You can also store API credentials, everything that is like a sensitive information, you can put it here. And we have the main agent here. So this is the brains of your agents, or like how your agent works. And it has generated for us a very simple agent that we can use. It has created, a root agent where we have the Gemini 2.5 Flash. It created us a description, and we also have a set of instructions where it's telling us that it answers users' questions to the best of its knowledge. Now, to make it a little bit more on theme and a little bit more entertaining, let's change the instructions so that we have Toad from Mario Brothers. There we go. I just need to scroll down. It's not allowing me to scroll all the way down. We're going to change the instructions a little bit, and I'm going to go through that fairly quickly. All right. I can try to. Are you guys able to see, or do I need to zoom in more? It's good? All right, perfect. So we added a little bit more instructions. We tell it that the persona, you want to act as Toad, and you're a very helpful assistant. The tone is enthusiastic, encouraging, helpful, polite, just like how Toad is. We also want to add a few guidelines. Like if we ever mention Bowser, you should never tell us about anything about him and try to change the conversation. We also give it an example of, if it's always best for the models to give it examples and how the answer should be. All right, so now we have basically everything that we need. We also need to make sure that we change the instructions. So here, let me quickly change it to the new instructions that we did. And now we're ready to test. So now let me go here, clear this up for you. All right, so now there are 2 ways the ADK allows us to test our agents. The first one is through the terminal that we see here. So I'm going to show you here quickly. So we have ADK run. We want to run the Mario Assistant agent. So we're going to click on Enter. And now this is going to run locally on our environment. And as you can see, now we can start asking it questions. So let me say, hello, or what can you do for me? All right, and now I'm expecting an answer as a Toad assistant. So here we can see, wahoo, hello. It's a me. Well, it's me, it's Mario, but it's me, Toad. It's such a pleasure. And also answers that I can do this and I can help brainstorm ideas. So it basically tells us what to do. We can ask it, how is Mario doing, for example? So there we go, and it should answer with its nice, enthusiastic, and uplifting spirit. He's just wonderful, wonderful guy. All right, so let's ask it about Bowser. So can you tell me what Bowser is doing? And let's see if it panics now. All right. And oh yeah, it definitely did panic. Eep! Oh my, Bowser. Okay, no, that's not good. So it's following its guidelines that we've set, and as you can see, it's very easy. You just put in the instructions, and you have an agent, already created. So now we're happy with this way of presenting. Now there is another way we can test our agents. So let me clear that back again. The second way is to use the development UI kit, or sorry, the development UI. And for this one, we just change it to ADK web. And I usually like to put reload agents so that whenever you do a change in the code, you don't have to close the server and open it back up. So in here, it can automatically detect if the changes have occurred. So here, let's do ADK web reload agent, and this will run up a server for us in the backend locally, and we can test it using the UI. So here I just click on it, and here we have a very nice UI. Well, for this environment, we only have one assistant, but here you can test multiple agents if you want. But here we have that created, and we can start talking to it here. So hello. Wahoo, hello, also with the same kind of lovely spirit, which is good. So that means it's working. So let's ask it, let's challenge Toad a little bit more. Let's ask it like, do you know anything about today's news? So tell me about today's news. Let's see what it gives us. Oh boy, news. So it kind of have like this uplifting spirit, but I feel like it doesn't really know, it doesn't have the tools for it to give us the latest news. So because it doesn't have the proper knowledge, we need to give it tools. So this is where we can add additional tools to that agent. Oh, are you able to guys see? Are you yeah, it doesn't really help, but okay. So here, it gave us something that is not very good. So we are going to go back to Cloud Shell here and do a very simple change. So in here, we're just gonna add a few tools, a simple Google search. So now we're giving Toad the Google search capability so that it can reply back to us with an answer. So here, I only need to add 2 lines of code. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Not easy to work with a mouse pad. All right. Tools. All right, so here, as you can see, it detected the change. We don't really need to relaunch a new environment. We can simply go back here, click on the new session on top, and we are ready to ask it the same question. So tell me tell me about today's news. Hopefully nothing negative. All right. We're gonna see. We're gonna see it. There we go. So now it has a better answer for us while also maintaining its fun character. So, oh boy, news of the day coming right up. So we have, okay, let's not talk about that. International. All right. So, but anyways, now you can see it used the Google search tools, and it also showed us the references that you see at the bottom. It says that it got the latest news from November 1st, 2025. Okay, so it's that easy to add additional tools to your agents. Okay, now for this is a very simple agent. We have created on the side like another more complex, more like something that businesses can use. We created a social media post generator agent. So in here, we have the agent py file. I'm not going to go through it much, but I'm just going to explain to you that this one, you can also have sub-agents that works within your agents. You have like the main agent, and it can automatically detect which sub-agent to call. So if we're using the social media generator agent and the prompt is asking it to generate captions for your LinkedIn posts or for your Twitter or whatnot, you can generate, it will call this specific agent here, the social media caption agent. And we can also give it a tool or a sub-agent that can create images for us using the latest Imagen 4 model. So in here, as you can see, we've just, it's that easy. You just say that those sub-agents, we want to call those two sub-agents here, which are defined here as subfolders. Let me just hide the toggle here so we can clearly see where we are. So in here, we have the two sub-agents here. We have the social media caption agent and the social media image generator. And the way every single sub-agent is built is the same kind of architecture, the same kind of folder structure. And in here, as we can see, this social media agent generator is using the generate image tool here, which is using the Imagen 4.0 generate. Okay, if you're interested in seeing this code, we will be more happy to share with you that code as well. All right, so we're not gonna test this right away. Jad is going to show you how this tool can be used in an actual enterprise environment later on. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Eddy.
Yeah, sure.
Give us another second just to flip it back. You want to take this mic back?
Yes, of course. Thank you. There. Oh, yeah, for sure. What do you mean by exclude parameters? Yes, of course. Of course, those are called negative prompting. You just make sure they don't, just like what we did with Bowser, if you want, we set guidelines that you should not talk about this. You can also have negative prompting, make sure that, that specific topic they don't talk about it. Am I loud and clear, or? There you go.
All right, ready to continue?
Ready when you are, Jeff.
All right, so if you enjoy this demo, you can try it yourself. Actually, we're posting 2 QR codes here to 2 code labs.
Feel
Yeah,
free
this
to
is
take a
working.
picture and
Feel free to take a picture and try it out yourself later, but don't worry, although I'm going to pause for a few seconds. If you did miss it, we will have this running at our booth downstairs. If you missed our booth, just look for the blue rubber ducks. That's where we are. And so you'll be able to come down there, ask us any questions about it. We can talk about the code that we just saw, and you can, of course, get to scan these again. All right, so now that we've built our agent and we ran it locally, we tested it locally, now what? How can we deploy this agent to the cloud? So this is where you have a few options. So we could see here you have a bunch of options, and it usually depends on how much control you want. And of course, more control means more effort to maintain the environment, or the infrastructure. So as you can see from the chart, we have 3 recommended ways to host our agents. From the most managed on the left side with Agent Engine and then Cloud Run, to the least managed on the right side where you can run your agent on a custom infrastructure like GKE.
yeah, that's right. So Vertex AI is Google's recommended deployment option, since it's a fully managed service designed for deploying, managing, and scaling AI agents built with ADK. Now, you have the second option here, Cloud Run. This lets you run your agent as a container-based application. And finally, if you want a little bit more control, you can, on your infrastructure, you can use the JKE. All right. So, and if you're wondering what's the command to deploy your agent to Agent Engine, it's this very easy command. You simply put an ADK deploy where you name your agent and provide it a staging bucket, and the ADK handles the entire deployment process for you. So it basically package the agent for you, uploads that to cloud storage, and then initiates the cloud services to create the necessary infrastructure, and finally deploys the agent. Now, usually deploying an agent takes around 10 minutes, so we're not going to go through that. We've already deployed the social media agent that we showed you before on Agent Engine, and Jad will show you shortly how this can be used in your enterprise. So Jad, we've deployed an agent. Now what?
Great question, Eddie. Now what? That's a question that we're kind of starting to ask ourselves in the AI world these days. Like, we have a lot of agents. Now what? So we already have agents everywhere. In fact, we almost have agents in every single tool that we use on a daily basis. The problem is, though, none of these agents really talk to each other. Not only the agents, but our data is also siloed. So we have all data in all of these data sources, but none of them are also connected. According to a survey by Google, which basically confirmed that 89% of employees end up searching up to 6 sources to find the information. So, for example, if we had a meeting and we discussed a certain subject, I don't remember, did I leave notes about it? Did did Gemini take notes for me and put it in the drive? Did we email each other about it? Did we talk in a chat? And I end up spending a lot of time looking for that information. And so this is why, in reality, AI agents need access to your enterprise to be productive. And that's where Gemini Enterprise comes in. Before we jump into Gemini Enterprise, I wanted to kind of tell you how this entire concept even started. So it first started with Notebook LM, which I'm sure many of you already know. And has anybody used it here? By raise of hands? All right, at least half the people here have used it. That's great. If you're a student, you have to use this tool. It's a game changer, and the best part is it's free, or at least there's a tier for it that's free. And it's basically kind of like a virtual notebook where you can link various sources. So you have websites, you have documents, you have YouTube videos, you can upload MP3 files. You can literally just paste text as is in there. And then you'll basically be able to have a conversation with the LLM, and it's going to be grounded in that data. So you're basically chatting with your data. So for example, let's say in the case of a student, right? You're trying to learn something. You can link the source material, and you can link any relevant information you find, whether it be YouTube videos, it could be PDFs that the professor provided, and then you can just start asking Notebook LM, explain it to me, or help me prepare for my exam, or give me practice questions. It can create audio overviews like podcast style. It does now video overviews. It gives you briefing documents. It can give you, what else? Yeah, mind maps. That's a really cool one if you haven't tried it. And, for example, imagine you're applying for a job. Put the job description in there, put your resume in there, help me prepare for an interview. It's simple. It's really simple, and like I said, the possibilities are endless. So this is when people started thinking, wow, this is amazing. Like, what if I can just always have my data connected? And that's kind of where Gemini Enterprise came into the picture. So as you can see here, there's a little bit of a sneak peek. It looks a bit familiar, but we'll dive deeper in a demo shortly. So on a high level, Gemini Enterprise brings a few things into the picture. It's an enterprise-grade platform, and it brings data connectors that help ground your multimodal main agent. And also, it becomes sort of a single front door for all your AI agents to have them all in like one place. And this collectively brings in Google quality search and AI into your organization. So let's break down the components, because to understand Gemini Enterprise, you have to understand the components. So first component is the connector and it's their respective agent, the connectors and the respective actions. So we have data connectors that allow you to connect Gemini to Gemini, and it could be a first-party or third-party connector. So you have Google Workspace, which connects to Gmail, your calendar, your Drive. You can have your CRM connected in there, like Salesforce or ServiceNow. Shout out to them; they're here with us today. We have Microsoft products that can be connected to your, Outlook, OneDrive, SharePoint. It's a popular one, and other third-party connectors like Slack, Jira, Confluence, and this list just keeps growing. Every time I check it, there's like something that's changing. And some of these connectors can be supplemented with things that we call actions. What actions do is, on top of allowing you to search through these connectors, you can actually take action right in the chat. We'll see that shortly in the demo. But essentially, picture yourself looking for information, and then, oh, I want to send this information in an email. You can ask to create the email right in the chat without having to switch context. So the second component is the agents, right? So we did say it's a front door to your AI agents. So it allows you to bring in your coded agents. So for example, the one we just built in ADK, You can also bring in no-code agents. There's a no-code agent builder within a Gemini Enterprise, which we'll get to see shortly. And you can also get you also get out of the box Google-built agents. So we have one called Deep Research. We have an idea generation agent. And soon there will be some new ones like Data Insights agent. We also have a Gemini Code Assist agent, if I'm not mistaken. So all of these, essentially, these components allow you to knock down these silos and have all your agents work together. So this is on the slide, we kind of show you a little bit of a bird's eye view or kind of an overview of everything. I like to read this from the bottom up, starting from an enterprise grade, secure and compliant infrastructure. A question we get often, like, is my data going to be used for training? Is this, is that? No, this is enterprise grade. When we say that, it means your data is your data. Nothing's being used for marketing, training, or any other purposes. And the great thing is you can connect it to all your data sources, and that enables you then to be able to find data faster, understand data faster, and then use your agents to actually take action on that data. So Eddy, all of this is great. One question remains: how do I bring my agent into Gemini Enterprise?
That's an excellent question, Jack. So when we used the ADK deployed command that I spoke about before, the agent got deployed into a system called Agent Engine. So in the Google console, you should head over to the Agent Engine page and simply copy the resource name of your agent that we see here on the arrow here. So that's step number one. So first you copy the resource, and then you head over to your Gemini Enterprise application. You just search Gemini Enterprise, click on the application. Then you go here to the left, click on configuration menu. Then on the top, you'll need to click on Assistant, scroll a little bit down, add the agent, and in here you just need to paste the resource that we just created, add a name and a description that will be shown in your Gemini Enterprise application. Once you're happy with that, click on the submit, and voila, now the custom agent that we created with ADK is now ready to be used in Gemini Enterprise. And yeah, there we go. So now I'm going to hand it off to Jad to give us a live demo of Gemini Enterprise and how to use the custom agent with it.
Thank you, Eddy. So we'll take another 10 seconds to do the switch.
Yes. I'll also...
Okay, we'll have this here. Let's refresh it. Perfect. I'm gonna zoom in here because it looks like pretty. I think this is good. Oh yeah, looks good. All right, test. Yeah, sounds good. So everybody's here. Perfect. So this is how it looks like. We kind of saw a sneak peek earlier. It probably looks a little bit familiar, but not too familiar. Kind of very much similar to the Gemini chat app that we're all used to using. So we have the Omnibar. Let me take you a quick tour before we dive into some prompts. So all of this is customizable. So we have the Omnibar at the top. You have some prompt suggestions that you can insert here for your users. We have quick shortcuts for tools that we use every day at work. We also have a little sneak peek into our recently accessed files in the drive. We have a little widget here for the calendar, so we see what's coming up. We can obviously also join the event right away, right from here, without having to switch context. If you use NotebookLM, it actually comes with NotebookLM Enterprise, so you'll have access to your notebooks here, and a widget, and of course you have announcements at the bottom. So if your company likes to have some announcements, quick links, quick URL links here for the users, they can always maintain that down here. On the left-hand side, we can see our recent chats. Let me open this actually. So we could see our recent chats. We could see some of the pinned agents, and we can also immediately go into what we call the agent gallery. So in the agent gallery, you'll always notice a few sections. So the first section here is the made by Google out-of-the-box agents that we were talking about earlier. So we have deep research, idea generation. I'm still waiting for Google to give me access on their new agents, Data Insights, and Code Assist is coming soon. Right under here, we have the agents that are from your organization. So you can see here the social media post generator that we were talking about. We just deployed it to Agent Engine, and we were able to expose it here. We also have another one called the Cloud Expert that we've also deployed to Agent Engine. And these are the ones that are kind of code agents. And at the bottom here, your agents section shows you the no-code agents. So any agents that are created without any code, which you can actually do within Agent Enterprise. So any power users can, if they have a lot of repetitive tasks, this is a really powerful tool to help them kind of streamline this. So if we go up here, you can actually see how it looks like, the new agent. It looks very familiar, probably, like a gem. You have a question? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so the way it works is it's a license based. So if you give a user a license, they'll have access to this URL, which you can obviously change. And essentially, they'll be able to create an agent. So as long as you have a license as a user, you'll be able to search through here and you'll be able to create an agent as well. Yeah, of course. So like I was saying, it looks familiar because it's very similar to how you create a gem. You give it a name, you give it a description, you give it instructions, and what's cool, like you can also do in regular Gemini chat app, you can actually say, I only want you to have access to Confluence, or I only want you to have access to Jira. I only want you to be able to send emails or create a Jira issue for me. And of course, at the bottom here, which is something we don't have in the regular Gemini chat app, which is you can give some prompts, like starter prompts. So if you're sharing this with other users, they can get an idea of what things they could do with this. And of course, on the right side, you can test it out. Now, Google's actually upgrading this. I was hoping I would get access to it before today, but too bad. But there's going to actually be an upgrade to this. We're going to have a different workflow style, no-code agent. Think N8N agentic workflows. It's going to be kind of node-based, where you have a root agent and sub-agents. It's really going to be cool, so I'm very excited to that, because it really brings a whole layer of flexibility with the no-code agents. So without further ado, let's jump into some prompting. So I can immediately select the agent I want, but also I can just tag an agent. So let's say I want to tag in the Cloud Expert agent. Oops. Cloud Expert agent, and I want to ask it, tell me about Google's ADK. All right, so the idea here that what we want to show you is how you can actually start with agent A, the Cloud Expert agent, and then get some information from that agent and then hand it off to another agent. So servers are slow today on Saturday morning, so bear with me. We have not used this, but anyway, so the idea here is going to show, yeah, there you go. It's going to show me a little bit of a description of what the ADK is, and everything's great. So my objective here is I want to create a social media post, right, about the ADK. So I get some information from the Cloud Expert, and then, okay, this is enough information. I'm gonna tag off the Cloud Expert and tag in the social media post generator. Help me create a post about this on LinkedIn. And so, like I said, the handoff of this information actually happens even though I didn't actually create these two agents to play with each other, but while they're deployed in agent space, they can actually hand off information to each other. So it immediately knew that I'm talking about ADK, even though it's a new agent, and it's excited. It gave me a few options because that's what we told it to do in the instructions. So gives this option 1, 2, 3, and asks me if I want to change it. Let's say I like option 2. Great, so let's, no, but I want to create an image to go along with it. And so now you noticed earlier we had two sub-agents. One of them was creating the caption. The second agent now seamlessly, you don't actually see it, but it's handing off to the other agent to create an image. And so I'll generate an image. That's a good idea. What kind of image would you like? Something futuristic looking with a Google aesthetic. Let's hope it works out. It's actually using the Imagine 4, which is kind of new. I don't think it's technically been. There you go. So really cool. There are some typos in there, but so let's say I want to remove the logo in the top right corner. Well, we have Nano Banana now, so I can just tag off the social media post generator. I can then tag in the Nano Banana agent and just be like, can you, and then we're going to remove this logo right here. So can you remove the logo in the top right corner? And let's see if it can do the job. So again, so now we're basically handing off between 3 agents, right? So we started with the cloud expert, we handed off to the social media, it helped us with the caption and image, and now we just want to tweak the image so we can just, you know, use Nano Banana to tweak it. Obviously, Google needs to dedicate more servers to this. There you go. So it's, again, very clean. Everything looks the same. It just removed that image in the top right. So this is basically kind of how you can have a workflow where you can use orchestrate the work between multiple agents. And again, this really just took a few hours of work to get here. A few more cool things that I wanted to show you. So for example, you know, I'm working with my manager, Eddy. I want to let him know that I did this. So can you send an email to Eddy letting him know I scheduled the LinkedIn post for tomorrow morning, and let's see what it does. So I mentioned earlier there's actions. So now what we're doing is we're invoking one of these actions, and you could see a widget come up here. It already knew what the subject is. Pretty simple message because I didn't give it too much to play with. And of course, it gives you the option to make edits here as well before sending it off. So again, everything is happening in the same chat. You don't have to keep switching contexts. So I can just send this out right from here if I like it. And what's great is I can schedule a call with Eddy. Maybe I'll tag Eddy in to discuss next week's social media strategy. And maybe we can do schedule call tomorrow at 1 p.m. because I didn't specify that. And yeah, I obviously had a typo here, but I'm hoping that it should figure it out. So there you go, social media strategy discussion. So similarly to how we saw a widget for like Gmail, we can also do the same thing for Google Calendar. And we can see it already pre-filled all the information for me. It assumed it's 30 minutes, but I can always sort of make changes here before scheduling it, like we did with the Gmail. So again, also I can send it right away from here. And again, productivity here is like through the roof. So I think, how are we on time? We're at 10:45. So perfect. So we're gonna end this demo, but let me just give me a second so I can switch back out of it.
So thank you so much, Jad, for this amazing presentation, and hopefully it showed you how you can bring your AI agents from code to enterprise now. And I hope you leave today with a better understanding of how the ADK and Gemini Enterprise can work together. And thank you so much. So before we wrap this up, we just wanted to remind you all that there are prizes to win today. So make sure you stay up till the end to win a Strata Prime Developer Comfort Kit that contains a backpack, a mouse, and a keyboard. Oh, the clicker is here. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so again, thank you also. Thank you guys so much for attending. If you have any questions, come see us at the booth, at the Strata Prime booth. We'll be here all day today. You can also connect to us on LinkedIn. Thank you. I'm Luigi. He's Mario there. So feel free to scan the codes. And yeah, and thank you again so much for coming, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you.